Hey, Jenna here with Tiny House Giant Journey, and I'm here with Katie and Jadon. They're from goodandtiny.com, and they're going to take us through their tiny house. Let's go check it out. Let's do it.
All right, here's our tiny house. We really wanted a big living room. We actually have a full-size couch in here, which we love. We can watch movies, relax, and we almost got a sofa bed, but sacrificed others' comforts for our own.
You could sleep on there in a pinch.
Yeah. Jaden wanted a bigger TV, but that's what worked for the space that we had set aside for it. So it's no mega screen, but it works for us.
Is it on a swivel?
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, it's on the bracket so it can pop out from anywhere in the house.
Nice. Do you guys mostly watch like Netflix and stuff? Or?
Yep, Netflix and Amazon, all the stuff is hidden in there to make it look a little cleaner and nicer through
How does that open up, or is it just inside of there?
It doesn't really. It's just all crammed in there and screwed on.
Oh,
We can
I
get
see,
into
yeah.
it. So this is kind of the workstation, hangouts, eating. It's a collapsible bar, so this does pop down. So if you're having a bunch of people over and need room to hang out, you can really just spread out and open up. Otherwise, we kind of leave it up most of the time for eating and working.
Now, did you guys build this yourself, or?
We did not. We went with a company called Mint Tiny Homes. They're out of Delta, British Columbia, but they do everything custom. So we got to design our whole floor plan, really work with them, and really put everything that we want to in the house.
Cool. And did you make any customizations?
Yeah, pretty much. We looked at one of the designs that they'd already done, and then we just kind of manipulated it to have like bigger spaces, and like the whole bathroom is probably pretty different from anything they've done before once you see that. So
Cool.
Yeah. And then once we got it, like I said, we put the stuff on the wall for the TV in that box, and we built out all the shelves in the closets and put the flooring in the loft. And so we did some of the stuff ourselves once we, like some of the little odds and ends once we got in the house.
yeah.
So you had some experience with the building process as well.
Yeah, I did. My dad built all the houses we ever lived in, and I did some summers of rough carpentry and love working with different projects and wood and everything.
Yeah. There's been more things to do than we ever thought there would be in this house, like just getting it up to, livable thing, what we wanted in the space. So it's a 26-foot trailer.
Yep. It's about 265 square feet. I think the sleeping loft might add a little bit more, but it's definitely under 300 total for the whole thing. It fits all the legal road specifications, so 8.5 wide, 13.5 foot tall at the tallest point.
All right. So this is kind of my dream kitchen. It's a lot bigger than I think some apartments we've lived in, which was very exciting for me.
Yeah.
There's plenty of counter space, which we love. And actually, since the stove is over a wheel well, it's actually a marine stove that you find in boats. So it's a Dickinson model, and it's been working really good for us.
So,
You can actually lift this up, and this is where the propane heaters are for like cooking on a skillet or a pot, so that's been working really well.
And it's propane, both the oven part as well as the stovetop. The refrigerator is also electric or propane. So if we have less options for electric draw, we can go propane, so we're not pulling as much amps.
It's enormous. That is an enormous.
It's gigantic.
It's a 10 cubic foot fridge. It's a unique brand. They do a lot for RVs and smaller spaces.
Is it a Canadian brand?
I don't think so.
Okay, I thought some of the stuff in here was, but it was nice because the builder added little drawers and stuff where we didn't think they would really add them in there. So that's
nice.
been really nice.
And you've learned how to work them with your feet, I see.
Yeah. I'm holding a dog.
And you're wearing special socks for this
Yes,
tour.
I am.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I feel good about it.
All the cabinets are soft close, which is also really nice.
Yeah.
We also learned quickly after about a week we could not live without a microwave.
Oh.
So we went out and grabbed the smallest one we could find.
Yep.
How's it working for you?
It
Really
works
good.
great.
Yeah.
It has no problems at all.
And we definitely needed one. We kept having dreams of just using our oven to heat stuff up, and that never happened.
How about the sink? That's a big sink.
Yeah, so this has been working really nice for us. I think it's just an IKEA.
Yeah, the cabinets and the countertops and sink, a lot of stuff is IKEA. But it all works really well. I mean, it's...
Yep. Another little custom thing Jaden added in was the trash can that swivels out, which we really like. Actually, we've noticed we have a metal roof, so the rain is a lot louder than I think we thought it was going to be. Or no, we don't have a metal.
Well, we do have a metal roof,
Yeah.
but it's not too bad. We have.
I think it's pretty loud.
There's the house has wall, ceiling, and floor has the spray foam insulation. It's R21, so it's not as loud as a plain tin roof, but it is definitely louder than a normal.
Maybe it's just because the loft, you'll see. It's
You're really close.
The roof is right next to our head.
Yeah.
So.
I kind of like it. I think it like lulls me to
soothing.
sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to like that. And in Washington, you really have to like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got here and we found out precipitation-wise, this is the worst winter in I think 20 years that Washington has. So we definitely know this house is waterproof.
Right.
So we have a nice little divider here. So now if anybody needs privacy in the bathroom, they can open that up,
Nice.
which is nice. So we use that a lot.
One of our things is we saw a bunch of different tiny houses and all the bathrooms were always really small, and we're like, you know what, you spend a lot of time in a bathroom. We don't want a small bathroom.
No.
So that was one of the big things when we were designing that layout with Mint was a room you could actually get ready in, walk around in. You know, if people are over, they can comfortably come back here and use the bathroom, get changed, and not feel cramped.
This is an enormous, the biggest bathroom, I'm going to say, I've ever seen in a tiny house. Yeah.
We love it. I mean, to be honest, it was just one of those things where I wanted to just get ready in the morning and feel like I had a lot of space. You just spend time in here. I mean, and it's kind of like the foyer when you walk in this door here. So we wanted to also feel kind of like another mud room. And it also allows for closet space. So, sorry, my closet's a little messy, but I mean, there's more than enough room in here. Jaden added in all these drawers, this cubby here. So, I mean, we can fit, I mean, this is my closet. I mean, it's like, I'm not wanting for anything in here, really.
And even our back stairs too, as they go up, forms a full closet too. So this is also a big, huge full closet, which goes the whole way back in there. And then I added all the shelves in these as well, just to kind of have a drawer, dresser space.
Yeah, we just knew we wanted just big storage spaces for our clothes and other things and not have to worry about where to put all those things, I guess.
Yeah, and along with clothes, we wanted to be able to do our own laundry.
Oh yeah, yep. So we've got this is a combo washer dryer unit. We will say we do like it, but we wish it maybe could handle delicates a little better.
Yeah, it washes great. If you need your clothes completely dried, it works pretty well.
Awesome,
but anything
yeah.
you want done delicates, it's kind of
Not so good.
there's really no setting for those mild.
So that's
drying.
why we've got these. We've got some hotel dryers up here. So these work out awesome. We've got 3 of them. So anytime we do need something with a lighter dry, this becomes a clothes forest and we have to duck under clothes, but it works.
We stayed at the houses in Mount Hood, and we were kind of testing out tiny houses. And when I got in the 32 by 32 inch shower, it just was not for me. I couldn't bend over and like wash my feet without smacking everything.
So he needed a
So
bigger space.
we decided to go for the upgrade. So it's a 36 by 36 shower, and it's also the way Mint makes theirs is the square corners. So I mean, it's a completely full, huge shower. I mean, I love taking a shower in this thing.
And that's quite a shower head.
Yeah.
We were very surprised. Like, they went above and beyond. All we did was ask for one that you could lift up because from washing the dog, we wanted to just have that. And that's what we saw and we're like, oh, wow.
Yeah. But so no, the shower's awesome. And along with the propane stove and fridge, we have a tankless propane hot water heater. So, I mean, you can stand in there for hours and you never lose hot water. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's been really
Great.
nice.
And you have a composting toilet?
Oh,
Yes.
Yep.
Nature's Head composting toilet. When we first heard of the idea, we thought that's nuts and we would never do that. But then once we kind of started exploring, you know, the limitations on where you can park if you always need a sewer hookup, we wanted that option to be able to move around more spots. And so honestly, it's really easy.
It is. It's not as intimidating as we thought it was going to be. It's really easy to use.
Yeah, it's easy to change, easy to clean. I mean, there's no smell whatsoever. I mean, I could take off that lid and you could look right into it, put your face here, and you're going to smell dirt. It's absolutely crazy.
We use the coconut core for the solids and change that out about every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then liquids every like 3 days, maybe.
Yeah, and that's with living and working here. So we're here every day, all day.
So it might even be less if, you know, when we're back in the office and things like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, great.
So under the stairs, one of the things that we didn't want was the stairs that come down in the living room, just because for us they didn't really serve a purpose. Like the only people using the stairs pretty much are us. And so we wanted to keep our living room as big as possible. And Katie happened to stumble across a blog that had this kind of a design for stairs. And I've never seen it in another house, but the designs were out there, and we gave it to our builders, and they're like, yeah, we can do it.
I think they had increase the footprint by a foot. Or
yeah,
something
it
like
was
that.
supposed to be a little bit more compact, but to flow with their headers and with everything else, they kind of modified it a little bit. But honestly, it just gave us more closet.
Yeah.
On the way up, all the stores, the drawers, it's messy. All the shoes, kind of our mud room, so it's able just to come in here and.
But that
chuck
was one thing the
shoes
builder added in that we didn't even ask for, and we're like, I can't believe we wouldn't have asked for that. But it's provided like it's almost like a second medicine cabinet, shoe holder, all those other things. It's worked out great.
We designed the loft initially with the shed style because our bed went this way, and that was our plan the whole time. So that way you can sit up. There's 3.5 feet, so 42 inches from the floor to the tallest point here, which is more than enough room to sit up in. But once we actually started living up here, Katie was on this side, and she works Midwest hours, so every morning she gets up early, and she had to climb over me every day.
Or if you have to use the bathroom in the night. I mean, I was crawling over him. It was not fun.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of our second trial to see if we like this better.
Yeah, and actually, so far we are. I mean, and this does look uncomfortable, but
You're never
I'm laying
sitting.
down anyway,
Yeah.
so this actually works out fine for us.
Yeah, because once you get back to your pillows, it's very rarely in bed that you sit all the way up. So I mean,
yeah, it works out fine. I mean, I lay down and read, and then that's kind of what our little nook is there for. Like, if we actually do want to hang out in here, this is kind of where I usually go to read a book or take a nap, and Maisie loves sitting next to that window and watching people outside. And
much as the fishermen and deer and ducks.
Yeah.
And
one thing we were surprised about in this area, we were surprised how hot it gets up here. It get like at night, so we'll open both the windows. It lets in a lot of nice air.
With all the insulation the whole way around, we normally turn off the heat and open the windows. I mean, and that was in January out here too. We were doing that.
We turned
it
off
gets
the
really
heat.
warm up here.
Let's see, but we've got lights up here. We've got a lot of outlets. We've got we've got
With
USB.
USBs and outlets, and you got lights for upstairs and downstairs. You can control up here as well.
The builder did put in a bookshelf, but you can see it's not really getting used that much.
Once we switched our bed this way, the bed kind of goes into the bookshelf. So if we decide we want to keep it this way, then I'll probably do some customizing up here to
make it a little more comfortable for us.
make it look like we did it this way on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
The porch was one thing that was really high on my want list. With such a tiny house, I'm like, I want that more space just to spread out and to move around. And we love, having people over, hanging out outside in the summers. And so having a porch that could travel with us, there's only so much we can fit in our truck. And so having it attached to the house makes it really nice. So these panels, I'll just unscrew. The awning rolls up and comes off, and then this porch actually just folds right up against the house.
And then that metal thing on the side, is that what hooks into the eye hook right there?
Yep, hooks on right there. There's little bumpers. I took this one off. There's little bumpers that keep it from smacking up against the house as you're driving down the road. And actually, while it's up, since the hitch is under here, and it comes this way, the porch actually protects the whole front French doors as we're driving down the road from getting any rocks or anything.
We just really wanted a mobile house that we could just take from one place to another whenever we were ready, and that's kind of what our plan is. Every 6 months we're going to go to a new location, and part of the year it will always be in Wisconsin, since I want to be there in person for my job, and so that Jadon can keep shooting weddings.
We could probably get an RV cheaper and tow it around a little bit easier, but yeah, we wanted to feel at home everywhere we went.
Yeah.
And I mean, just the quality of the build and the feel and the style, I mean, it is a normal home, it's just a little smaller.
I think it just connects you to like a whole different like-minded community, like people who enjoy what you're doing, who like what you're doing, and like we've just met a lot of really cool people that way, including Jenna.
Well, I thank you. How do you guys feel like the tiny house has played into your relationship as a couple living in a tiny house?
I really like it because I feel like we've never gotten to like work together. So every day we've got our laptop side by side. We get to be together all day, which before that never happened.
Yeah, it's really fun. Because it's a new area, one of our favorite things to do, even where we're from, is to try new restaurants, explore things in our city that we haven't done before. So that's what we love about here is every day, every weekend, everything's new. So we really get to just kind of go around.
It's almost like a vacation every weekend, kind of. So that's been really fun for us as a couple. And I mean, you're kind of in a tinier space, so we bumped into each other a few times, and
a little bit.
That's obviously caused a little bit of like, get out of my way. But I think it's mostly been good, and we're connecting more than
disconnecting. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about traveling with a tiny house? Any tips for that?
They're not aerodynamic, so especially when you get to ones this size. Empty, this was I think almost 12,000, just under. So with all of our stuff in it, it's definitely about a 14,000 pounds house. So we had to get the big, huge Dodge Ram 3500 to tow it. But even with that, our top speeds are normally around 45 going down the highway.
And a sway bar is like a must.
Yeah, we got a really nice big hitch that's equalizer and sway bar because it is the bumper hitch. And so, you know, if you just slap that on the normal bumper hitch, your truck would be down like this. But the equalizer, I mean, it literally sits completely flat from that hitch. So that was definitely a good buy.
So for honestly, like I was surprised how slow you have to tow it and how long it does take. I mean, that is something that surprised me. I mean, I think it's going to take 6 to 8 days to get back, like at a nice pace to get it back to Wisconsin.
Yeah, 2,200 miles normally would take like 30 to 35 hours of driving, and now it's going to take closer to 60 some hours of driving to get it back.
But we're just making that part of the adventure.
All right, guys, that was a quick tour with Katie and Jadon of goodandtiny.com. Make sure you check back soon for more tours. See you later.
See ya.